everyone, hope you well. João Dias, real estate consultant in center of Portugal. And today I'm in São Miguel da Acha. São Miguel da Acha, it's a village, more or less half a distance to Castelo Branco and Penamacor. 25 kilometers for Castelo Branco, 24 Penamacor, more or less that. And I have 2.3 hectares with a urban article, old construction, urban article for living, okay, and another rural construction with rocks too, but only a rural construction at the moment. 2.3 hectares, one well, possible to connect to the water company and the electricity company because the boundaries stay in the main road and all cross there. Hope you like it. That is one boundary. I finished the video there in another corner. All the properties stay that way. The main road going to Penamacor to São Miguel da Acha is stay half a kilometer to São Miguel da Acha. And remember, I have that property for present you today, 2.3 hectares, a little more, but that's it. In that part you have 3 terraces, the house, urban article for living, okay? It's old, of course, it works. Here, it's very easy to understand the boundary. Okay, here is the boundary, that land is the neighbor. Going in front, first terrace, all the access is there. The property have access for all cars. We don't need any works. Of course, it's different if you stay clean or not clean, but it's flat and all cars coming that house, another house, and using the land because it's flat. You have terrace, if you see here, but it's flat area. Fortunately today don't have the best clean sky. The fires the last days don't help that, okay? But for have an idea, there, stay the Gardunha mountain is the north part views of that property, okay? The top of Gardunha mountain stay there, and all around is nature. You have one neighbor there, and you have another neighbor here using that land all weeks. That's the clean land, it's the neighbor. The property coming that way and turn left for down, okay? That one, it's the neighbor. Here say the principal construction, the urban article for living, okay? About the documents, is a mixed property. You have documents for the rustic land and inside have that urban article for living, okay? House for living. That's it. The views, I think it's nice in my opinion. Little terrace here, another there, and the last near the main road, okay? The structure of that house stay perfect, if you see, very strong, very nice. Inside I have cement, in that case, the other I don't have it. Only the roof and start to build the house inside. Think it's not normally, but the true it's bigger that construction, okay? I don't have the square meters at the moment, but I put in the description down. Remember, normally I put more information there. If I lose something of that, I put there. Originally I have 2 space that you want open space here and another there. I believe that more bigger for the people living or sleep or something here, and that more small for the save the animals in the winter or the sun or something, okay? If you see here, you don't have cement, only rocks, and I believe that the animal space original. Of course, at the moment it's only one construction, only one caderneta predial and urban article for living. Here the structure continuing perfect. I think it's possible. See, sorry in the video, sorry if I'm wrong. I think not bad. At the moment, the property can see only fig trees, olives, and vines. Okay, that is the fruit trees, the trees I see. Fig trees, I believe, you have 10 or 15, 10, 12, not 15. Olives, that's right, I don't know, but maybe 40, around that, and vines. Okay, after the principal construction, the urban article, you're going to the another part. That is the part more up to the property. Sure about that. You have all the characteristics with the old property, because if you see, don't have big organized with the trees and the fig trees, olives. You put one here, another there, and another there. It's a traditional old properties. Today you have another type of organization. Sure, you know that. Okay. And let's check it out. The rest of the property. You have different terrace. The last terrace I want to present in that corner, you have beautiful characters for the agriculture. It stay green at the moment. It's middle of August, okay, and you have green bushes. I think it's very, very good news. Not easy to see that time in that time of the year. Dust here and see, here you have the first terrace. Okay, do that and continue for that way. There I think it's possible start to see the second construction, rural construction, at the moment only for support to the agriculture. Okay, and here the property, I want to come in here for present you, because here the property open a little. Okay, you have another terrace more, but before that, if you see the neighbor's property, and the property of course coming that way, remember that line, the principal house stay there, but here open for there. That's olive stay inside, little vines here again, and one more terrace. You see coming that way, there you have a fence there, continuing to the off-road but public road, because that property have the main road there, and there to that turn left, and there you have a public off-road. Let's turn again a little for more up area. The views for that way, it's amazing too, I think. And big rocks. The rocks in that area, it's granito. That's the traditional rocks it's possible you see in the region. Okay. And don't forget to say, São Miguel de Asha have all you needed for all days. Mini market, coffee, restaurant, schools to the children at 6 years, I think. All I see. Little small hospital, not hospital, but for help to the first help. Okay. and they have a bus for Castelo Branco, Idanha Nova, and other cities around. The public transport. Second construction is that, rural construction. If you see, you have another terrace more, stay there, and you have one more, and the last. There is the part I tell you, it's a lot of humidity, stay green, parts that stay green at the moment. And let's continue, because it's not so easy going down here. I need turn around, and at the same time I present you the access for that terrace. The terrace near the house, you enter for the access to the house. Here, have another access there. I go in there, don't worry. And that is the option to give option to access for the terrace for that part of the property, okay? Now I'm here the rural construction. I can't present inside, I don't know what's happened there. I have a lot of bushes, don't have conditions for there. The structure, I think it's okay. I believe that because the roof stay perfect, okay? It don't rain inside, and it help a lot for maintenance the good conditions of the structure. But it's not possible enter. The enter it's here, and is this local you have more big bushes. Okay. Here the main road is possible to see here. Another terrace with more olives and maybe apple trees, maybe that trees, I'm not sure. Maybe. And here is the access for the terrace. If you see, I think it's possible. You see, of course, don't stay clean that property, but it's flat and you have access for all. There you have original 2 wells, okay, but the last owner do only one big well and close the part of the top. If you need using, you open the door, take water and close. It's better for the security for the animals and the children and the people at the same time, okay? If you see, you have a lot of water because that you have original 2 wells. You do one more bigger and close for security, but stay clean, you have water, and you don't have any problem about that. Again, all you see here stay inside the property because that part is more large of the property. I mean, maybe it's not so easy to believe me, but I mean the off-road to the inside the property, that part not public. I say where is the public area, okay? Don't worry about that. And that part is a dam. Start the project, but it don't have good dam. You don't have water here. The rural construction, the principal construction stay more up. You don't see that part. And continuing the property coming that way. I'm not sure it's possible to see the fence, but more or less when you finish the old of the dam, stay the fence, okay? And after coming that way, because here it's the public road. Last terrace here, and now I think it's more easy to understand that access. Main road, it's public access when I stay now, okay? Continuing in front for the other properties, but if you create an enter when you want it, of course, here or there, but the moment stay here. Why? Because create a sex that terrace, another terrace, all the terrace at the house for habitation, okay? Here again It's all flat. That is the part you see more old vine, sure about that, but almost the property is flat and have conditions for with vegetables, more fruit trees, or do what you want. Create a swimming pool, I don't know, because it's very easy work that land. And remember, it's possible to connect to the public water and at the same time to, if you wanted electricity, water. If you want only create a panel solars, you have a lot of sun for that. Not sure if it's possible. You see first construction and the second in the top, the house habitation and the rural construction. And now I'm in the main road. Okay, there is this, and you start to see the terrace, the rural construction, the houses for living, and the access stay there. That's it. 2.3 hectares in São Miguel da Acha with a house for living. All the information in the description. Hope you like that video, but if you need something, please contact me because it's a pleasure. Try to help. Stay safe and see you in the next video.